Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including four-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfalla.
And Ray Alfalla is a four-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
Three-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a three-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare two laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Hello and welcome along to the SRF Weekend Warriors presented by RaceVoice. It's round 5, week 5 at Mid-Ohio. A classic road racing course nestling in the rolling countryside at Lexington. Mid-Ohio grew from relatively modest origins to become one of the most significant circuits in America. With its lush green surroundings and challenging layout, Mid-Ohio is a firm favourite of both competitors and spectators alike. I am Tim Tox and I'm joined in the commentary booth as always by Anne Hadfield, and of course we have the legendary Jonathan Grabowski with us on production tonight. Wow, it's Adam. One thing we know from this series, we're just guaranteed action, adventure, excitement, and that's just the calmer parts of the race.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's pretty much a given, isn't it, in this series? Obviously we missed out on last week, unfortunately. We both had our own responsibilities to take care of, but we missed a bit of a corker at Silverstone. Very different circuit, high-speed, classic layout, where Aero Nom claimed another fantastic victory, just seeing off Lynn at the end. Different spectacle here tonight, much tighter and twistier, but I expect the same drivers to be near the front.
Yeah, I'm sure that the usual protagonists will be battling for victory here tonight. It's just currently got qualifying underway. Not long left to go of that before they head into that 5-minute warm-up session. Just to reveal to you that, for Aeronom, he's topping the timing tower as always. It's a given really with the strength for the Estonian showing, but chasing him down, not far behind, is the mighty Austin winner in second place, and I believe it's his local track as well, so clearly a bit of local knowledge for the American playing out the shot, and it's Dobek, who's the German, is on an absolute blinder currently in third place. Sancinelli, he's leading Spec 1, and wow, we just come to expect it. It's almost by default now. Chris Murakami leading the way in the Masters right now. Qualifying just coming to a close. Now let's just talk about the standings, and well, in Spec 1, what can we say? It's a given, really. Aeronaut has been so dominant. Of course, last season's champion, bring him up onto 4 championships in total. He just needs one more to equal Gaspers, who holds the record of 5 championships. So not far off that one at all. And you can see really leading the way. Tony Bartman, he is currently in second, is the Canadian. Naselli third. Actually, Lin, he is in fourth. Yogmani, who's become a bit of an enigma and really challenging at the front end of this season, is the Swiss driver. He's in the fifth. Then Mirashek, Baum, Dantas, Walker and Dick rounding out your top 10. Now into Spec 2. Well, it's Favini. He's leading the way there with Green in second. Ian Gibson, the Brit, he is third. Kirk Broadhurst, and it starts off quite a few Brits. We've got 5 inside the top 10. Jackson McCain a 5th and 6th. Flavio and Darlow. I think probably the best to see, most stunning of seasons is what he's had to in the past. He's 7th. So Godfrey 8th. Walbolt is 9th, and Johan Bukenga. Maybe expect to see him a little bit higher up, but the Dutchman, he is in 10th place. Now, let's have a cross to Masters. Well, he was dominant last season. He came alive as the season progressed and just become absolutely unbeatable, and he's at the top once again this season. Is Chris Murakami, as I mentioned, top of the Masters in qualifying once more here at Mid-Ohio. John Payne, the other countryman, the American, is in second. Antonio Rice, we see some great qualifying displays from the Portuguese driver. However, he struggled a little bit during race pace. And I think if you'd been able to convert some of those stronger qualifyings into strong race pace, I think we definitely be challenging McCrory, possibly even above him, but he's having to settle for third at the moment. Tom Gradwell, he's fallen a couple of places and he's down into 4th. Then we've got Brewster. Adam Bradshaw, he is 6th. Stevie Ray, the Seaviews organiser, he's 7th, with Bob Kern and Jeff Cantor just behind him, and Kenneth Batley rounding out your top 10. Now, of course, sponsor for this series, RaceVoice. Thanks very much for them for sponsoring it once again this season as they did last. And if you're looking for a simple way to transform complicated performance data into easy to understand voice notifications and alerts, they have over 16 different notifications, including up and down shift, over rev alert, corner entry, turn in and exit speed. It provides immediate feedback on driver and vehicle performance. Now, as for our social media here at Apex Racing TV, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so you know when we go live here for all of our series. But you can also follow us on Twitter, where we are at Apex Racing TV. Facebook is facebook.com/Apex Racing TV, and of course Instagram, if you haven't guessed it already, it's Apex Racing TV. Now, Adam, Mid-Ohio, it's not a track that's used massively within the iRacing service, and I think maybe a little bit unduly, a bit unjust. I said earlier, it's like a bit of a roller coaster. It's tight, it's technical, especially compared to last time out at Silverstone, which is, you know, a big, wide, open, fast track. Here it's, if I was to compare it to us being British, nice British circuit, it's more like an Alton Park or a Brands Hatch maybe. But just from looking at it, I think that maybe the keyhole, turn 2, I think that could be a bit of a seismic sort of excitement, and maybe even turn 4 as well.
Yeah, I think Cadwell springs to my mind. I've got to say, we're on board with race at the moment, and it's given us a good example of just how furious this track is. You never not approaching the next apex sort of thing through that section from turns 4 all the way out to turn 9. Actually, a short break before we turn into 11, and then the carousel at 12, which is a tricky braking because you're braking on the turn here and over a crest. Very easy to lose the back through here. before a quick flick back through 13. Yeah, definitely a big change from last week's Silverstone, which was all high speed, long corners, and certainly the keyhole at turn 2 as well against this section. Oh, someone's just lost it. Who was that? Who's just lost it and smacked the wall?
I didn't quite catch who it was. I did see it just in the background there, like you say, someone losing it, but hey, it's during the warm-up. Doesn't matter too much, but I think that sort of last section, the carousel, turns 11, 12, and 13. I've driven this track a few times before. It's quite deceptive in that it looks like it should be so simple, but it's quite a challenging little complex, and especially for me, probably the hardest section I found was turns 5 through to 8, where it really is, through the S's, where it really is like a roller coaster. And like you were saying just then, Adam, you're never literally, as you come off the apex of one corner, you're literally, it's pretty much straight into the next corner immediately.
Yeah, you're always aiming for the next corner. I think another tricky feature of this track is that a lot of the apexes are on risers. There's a lot of elevation change, certainly through the back half of the track. Losing it over a crest or deep under the brakes when you're going downhill is very easy to do.
It is indeed. Just seeing Marnie there, topping the time attack during the warm-up, but that's just coming to a close now. We'll just wait for it to click over into the race session, and we can bring you through your official grid here at Mid-Ohio. So there we go. So we mentioned earlier, Aeronom on pole with Austin Winner alongside him for company. Michael Dobeck has second in the series, Spec 1 Championship. Tony Bartman for company. Jason Berry, great qualifying from him. He has Bomb alongside. Arabian, well, we know how quick he can be. He's in 7th with Bureau alongside him for company on the 4th row. Simon Mayer has top in Spec 2, Sancinelli with him. Then it's Chris Murakami top in Masters with Aidan Campbell for company on the 6th row of the grid. Jorg Marni, disappointing by him from what we've seen recently from the Swiss driver. He's in 13th with Alan McCain alongside him. Beardsley has Gradwell, who's 2nd in Masters. Then it's West and Gory. Kurt Nunes, who's 3rd in Masters, has Jim McGill alongside him. Peter Mirashek, again, with a bit of a disappointing qualifying from the pole. He's got Wayne Partner with him. Favini and Broadhurst make an all Spec 2 row in 24th. Jim Brewster and Stevie Ray. I tell you, a race, again, bit of a disappointing qualifying win. We remember last season back at Daytona, he put it on the front row. It was a great qualifying for him. He's got Jason Green alongside him. It's Leone and Gibson taking us 30th. Utenga and Batley, Jackson, Doherty, Cantor and Kern up to 36th place. And then we've got Love, Dick, Lopez, Tani, Trisbidi, Nelson, Flores, Adrian, Wolbolt, Effinger, Bertoni, Burkitt, Andalo and Montgomery. And just in time, we've got through the whole grid as we get ready to go racing here in Mid-Ohio in the SRF Weekend Warriors. Wow, a great start once again by Aeronom, pulling right clear, giving the jump on absolutely everyone. Austin Winner caught napping a little bit there, but you just see in the background, it's all happening between Bomb and Perry as they're side by side. They start off a big train of drivers who are right side by side now, so they round turn 2 for the first time and then head along the back straight and then through the kink of turn 3, but they're almost 3 wide in the background there. Murakami heading to what's going to be the inside of the track, just trying to find some gap, but a bit of fresh air as they all stream through. Turn 3 on the run down to turn 4 now. And what could Bureau do? He's going to be on the outside, but he's going to look for the cutback. That's Florence Arabian ahead of him. So Florence Arabian, let me begin this roller coaster section, as you were saying about before, Adam. Through turns 5 and 6, and now down through the Estes. You can really see the elevation change that you were talking about just earlier.
Yeah, we saw a swarm of them coming down to turn 4 there. They've all got into single file order. A few cars sliding out onto the grass on the exit of 2 have all managed to keep it in a straight line, thankfully, as Aeronom comes to the end of the first lap with a clear lead off of Winner and Debeck.
See, everyone following through. It's relatively tight and everything going to plan so far. He says, not trying to bring the curse of the commentator onto it, but Aeronom, he leads the first lap, and not really seeing the breakaway group what we normally expect to see here in the Weekend Warriors. Everyone remaining relatively calm and behind one another as the 25, they're just running a bit wide. That's Yorgmani out onto the grass. Doing a bit of a job there for the groundskeepers, giving a good mow as we see Campbell just heading up the inside there, catching Marnie, just napping a little. Displaces him, those two trading places. Back to where they started. As we see the 1, 2, 3 there of Peter Mirashek on the attack. He's going to be up the inside. He's got McGill right alongside him for company. As everyone really getting tight within this midfield. That's Pavini there in the 2-2-7. Just bring it down. Oh no, McGill, he's run wide. He's running in too deep. He's out into the gravel. Oh, and he's going to lose an absolute ton of places there on him.
Just got in too close behind the driver in front. He locked it up and then had to take avoiding action and thought the grass was better than the rear bumper of the car in front.
He's losing absolutely place after place after place there. That's allowed is, I'll tell you what, Bobby West, he's had a blinding start. He's at 4 places into 13. But likewise, another driver who's made a cracking start, Jason Green, he's made up 6 places to get into 22nd. McGill after that, it's a little excursion there. It's brought him out into 39th place, down 19 places, but right on board with Bobby West right now. So he hunts down Aidan Campbell, the Sancinelli just in front of them. And then the mighty Chris Murakami, you can see him there in that red and white Japanese-inspired livery. So everyone filed through to complete their 2nd lap and head out onto their 3rd lap. Of course, the fastest lap so far, the first person to break into the 132s. Wow. Do we really need to say who it is, Adam? I think it's a bit of a given almost. We've seen his dominance so far, but this season and last.
Yeah, I think the viewers could almost guess who's going to be setting fastest lap after fastest lap tonight. I'm just looking back at Marnie after his off at turn 1. He lost 4 places on the following lap, and I think that's something that we're going to see as a feature of this race. You lose 1 place, you might have a train of cars coming through. Is he looking to lose yet another? Is that Gory up his inside? Oh, and snatches the place.
Well, I tell you what, Tom Cradwell getting well involved in the mix of things there. So these 3 really tripping up over one another. Need to be a bit careful because McCain is starting to get away from them, pull some fresh air over these guys. Got about 1.4 second gap. This little train right now, they all stream through. I tell you what, it is so close. We knew it'd be tight, we knew it'd be technical and hard to overtake here in Mid-Ohio. And it's just being shown here, Adam, that one tiny mistake is costing drivers so dearly.
Yeah, we go over to Bartman now in 3rd place. It's looking like he's just beginning to lose touch with the 2 in front and creating a little bit of a train behind him. I'm sure Dobek and Perry and Arabian wouldn't want to see the front 2 getting away any further than they are now.
You see, yeah, they really pulled out of the gap. Some 2.4 seconds behind our lead 2 of Nom and Winner. Just run you through your top 10. It's Bartman, Dobek, Perry, Arabian, Bureau, Maya, Bomb, Murakami. Murakami leading in Masters. Sanchez, he's 12 and leading in Masters. A big incident at turn 2 there. Who's involved in that one? It's Marnie again, once more in the rolls. Oh, it's all happening here. Race, he's in there. Absolutely. We said about turn 2 potentially being point of interest on the track, and wow, it's just happened in a massive way.
Yeah, multiple accidents there. You can't blame an oil spill. Someone else has gone around us too.
There's 2, and they're going to be almost blocking the track, and we could even have contact here as it all happens. It's Green, he's involved. This car's littered across the track. Look, they start to stream through now. Green.
Someone else.
No, another spinner. That's the 959 there. That's Nelson.
And now they're just spectators watching the whole pack go through. I think Green did an excellent job of throwing it in reverse to get out of there.
I think he definitely did, and I tell you what, that's we said about it costing people dearly, but once again, it's just showing what it is. It's costing people so dearly. Let's take a little look at the replay and how it all unfolded here. Wow.
We gained it earlier.
See it.
Oh, and he's going to get... Oh, 3 wide does not work. Three wide into the keyhole just doesn't work. A little bit of contact from the inside, and Marnie ploughs out into Gory. And then I'm not certain how that second accident happened. We didn't quite catch that.
It's, I think mostly down to the fact that everyone was just, you know what it's like, you're concentrating on other people around you, and it just offsets you where you're watching them. Let's have a look at what happened to Antonio Race. So we're on board with him now. You can see already up ahead of us the big carnage. Well, I think maybe he got involved, a bit of a bump, and just locked it up, and that's what brought him his ticket to the barrier.
I think he's just missed his braking point entirely. Going for a move on the first driver who was behind, and then it's taken two.
I tell you what, it's getting once again for Antonio Race. We said he's absolutely, one lap wonder, epic during qualifying, but there we go. His race pace, he gets involved so unluckily in incidents, and it costs him dearly, or doesn't get the best starts. And once again, there is zero luck with him. He's fallen well down through the order, and yet again another disappointment for the Iberian driver.
On board with Perry now, looking at the backs of Dobek and Bartman. Well, I think he's got a run here, actually. He's come out of turn one a little bit faster. He's got the draft. Is he going to pull out, try and take the position? No, I think he's backed out of it,
We've seen before with people making mistakes into turn two. Could actually be what a wise move, really, for him. As we've got just everyone sort of streaming through now, and well, it's a bit one, we won't see too much action due to the tight nature here at Mid-Ohio, but well, it's definitely happening. We've got side-by-sides everywhere, grabs for positions as well. That's Kirk Broadhurst, he's off, he's had a spin. The man from down under, as he rejoins the track, he's well down and out. Antonio Race, he's down to 41st after that incident and that scourging into the gravel that we saw. Wow, but it's been some big gainers. Jackson, he's up 11 places. Let's take a little look at what happened to Broadhurst there, Adam.
He's going for the move.
He lost it.
And he's going to get his nose swiped off.
There we go. That's what's caused him to go off. Wow. I mean, Andreas Patel,
also gone with him.
He's one driver we normally expect to see make some move through the pack. He's made up to 28th place, up 19 places. Marcus Burkett, he's up 17. Love, he's up 13. Jackson, 22nd, he's up 11. So there's been some people who've really capitalised. Flavio Andala, he's up made up 14 places. So for some of the drivers getting caught, losing out big time, others have really been able to make big gains.
Yeah, returning to the front, Perry did pull off his move and went from 5th to 3rd on the run down to turn 4. Now he's leading the chasing pack, but all that battling has cost them time to the front two, and now 5 seconds off the leader, Nom.
Let's take a look at what happened between Perry and Bartman. This is where he made it through. Let's see, out of the slipstream. A great move. Wow. We say it takes a bit of bravery around here, Adam, to get moves done, but it's played once again. Perry there.
Yeah, he claimed the high ground into 4 and then just held his line as we went over the hill of 5 and into 6 before he could get the deal done. Now leading that group of 4. We have got splintering again. We mentioned that it hadn't happened earlier in this race, but now we're 10 minutes in, we've definitely got some characterised groups.
We have, I'll tell you what, the top 2 of Norm and Winner have really pulled away. They've got about nearly 5-second gap to the chasing pack. They've just sort of kept their hands down and headed off into the distance really here and kept them as closest. And Winner, there we go, just setting the new fastest lap as well to match.
Yeah, down to a 1:32.8, but it's Norm setting almost an identical time, so these two are really trading off each other.
Need to. Their attempts to pull away from everyone, and the carnage behind them, but we've seen already, but they need to be, well, this is where it's going to get interesting because it's a relatively short track here, only 2.2 miles, that's 3.6 kilometers, so they're going to be catching the rest of the pack relatively quickly, all of the the tail enders, especially with that sort of pace that they're setting. I mean, just looking in the background there, the back of the field, People staying on average around about late 134s, 135. So these guys are around about 3 seconds a lap quicker than the rest of the best.
Yeah, I think I've just seen the first couple of cars duck into the pit lane there as well. Ray out of the lead 20. Let's see if anyone else is going to follow him in early in the race.
See Murakami there just looking back. He's locked in a battle. Bureau just in front of him. Campbell behind, and then starts a bit of a train. Campbell, Mayer, Bobby West, McCain and Sancinelli. Sancinelli still leading in Spec 2. Murakami still leading in Masters, and Murakami's got a big gap to Kurt Nunes. He's down in 17th place. 8 places between those two. First and second in Masters, whereas Sancinelli's got Favini not far behind him at all in that battle for the victory in Spec 2.
Sorry, Tim, it's actually McCain now leading in Spec 2 in 13th place.
It is, yes, sorry.
Off Antonelli.
Yes, I'll tell you what, some great drive from those two. Right on board with McCain right now. Coming through turn 1 and just following through, just trying to avoid getting caught up in any sort of mistakes or action. I'll tell you what, Murakami, he's got he's got Campbell so right behind him as Murakami just looking to make a bit of an advance there. But clearly just maybe waiting for this long back straight from turn 2 down to turn 4.
Yeah, if you're going to claim a place, this is the best place to do it. Use full advantage of the slipstream, pull out into turn 4, and here we go, we're on board with him, doing exactly as I just said, claiming the high ground. Let's see if you can see him off. Down to the inside. Oh, they're close.
He's
hanging
just
on.
Done as Mayer as well. Don't discredit him. He's coming along for the fight as well. Tucked up right behind these guys. All scrambling and fighting it over for that 9th position. Murakami just back ahead. And Murakami just about holds on to the position there somehow. A great driving from Murakami. The Masters driver, absolutely spectacular, but everyone queuing this bunch everyone up behind them massively now.
Yeah, you can see that's cost them almost a second to Bureau in front. That 4 or 5 corners spent side by side, as much fun as it was to watch, it's not the fastest way round.
No, I tell you what, it definitely isn't, is it? As just coming through now, it's getting closer than ever between these guys. As we mentioned, 14 minutes already complete. I don't know quite where the time has gone here in Mid-Ohio. It's all happening out on track once again.
As Nom jumps into the pits now. Sorry, Marnie jumps into the pits. We're watching Nom as he drafts up behind his first back marker. Hopefully no errors here. And the back marker making sure to be right out of the way. That's good driving.
It is. It's allowing these lead 2 through if they've got a real... Well, the gap just... Every time you look across to it here, Adam, the gap just seems to extend out by another half a second, really. You know, the gap is up to 6.3 seconds now between Winner and Perry. Winner obviously currently second, Perry in third right now. As we see, Jackson, another one of the big rises up to 12 places. He's got Bertoni just behind him, looking to gain another place. Bertoni is up 25 places, already into 22nd. Oh, no.
And he's coming through grass and more contact.
Oh, absolutely gutting. Oh, it's all happened. That's Brewster, wasn't it? Involved out. And I think Adrian as well, another one caught up in that.
Yeah, but Tony pushing Brewster into the braking zone didn't give him enough time to just drop off the back of him and just punted him under the brakes. Let's have a look at that on the replay.
Let's see how this one panned out. Let's see. It was almost asking for a bit of an incident, wasn't it, really, Adam?
It was just following him in too close. You need to leave about half a car's length before you reach the braking point, really, to have that safety margin, especially if you're a driver who's clearly faster than the rest and coming through the pack.
Yeah, with everyone so compacted, really and truthfully, it was just we've been, you know, it was you could almost feel something brewing. It was something we had to give, really, between these drivers, and Bruce is just one of them, just caught out there.
Yeah, we're just focusing on Arabian now, who's just come out of the pit lane. He's the first of the front runners to do that. that second group of 4 that was battling, he's clearly decided he's had enough of being in that lot, decides he wants some free air. And he's come out with a little bit of a slipstream straight off as well, as we now focus on those 3 remaining drivers. Perry's still leading them.
I mean, that is half the issue though here, Adam. With such a small circuit, you know, it is a bit of a challenge to, if you do come in to try and, you know, maybe get away from the group that you're battling out with, not making too much progress, is that, you know, you end up getting caught up in someone else's battle in another, you know, gaggle of cars, and you end up losing actually more time than if you had have stayed out.
Yeah, very true. I think in all fairness, though, he has now passed. It was Gibson who came up behind. He's got a 10-second window in front of him, so he should be able to set some hot times on his own.
Let's take a little look at the replay. Here's McCain. What's happened to the Brit? Let's take a look. So it's coming down into turn 5. Ooh, loses the rear end there. Locks up to try and save it, but he's just about managed to keep it out of the wall, but that's going to cost him numerous places as he rejoins. I know that's out in the final corner, isn't it? So he's gone straight into the pits, and I think he'll be elected to take his pit stop now, if anything, will McCain.
Yeah, that's a bright idea from him there. Limit the damage, drive into the pit lane, take your pit stop there. It's a classic move, though, when you're coming around the carousel to lose it on the brakes. Turning in and braking at the same time and over a crest, very easy to lose it. And McCain's obviously fallen over that particular tripwire. Oh, we've got one round.
That's Bureau. He's gone. Oh no! After a great start from the Canadian Dominique Bureau, he's lost it there, and he's dropped 5 places down to 13th. Oh, absolutely gutting for him. And let's take a look at how it unfolded, Adam.
Yep, contact. I suspected as much. Turn 5 is not somewhere to lose it on your own, and he's taking a nudge and round he goes.
Absolutely gutting for him.
I think it was Campbell who put in the hit.
You got Dobek into the pits, and be interested to see where he's going. We've got who else? We've got obviously Arabian is the current highest runner of everyone who's pitted so far. He's in 17th. Interesting to see where Dobek comes out in relation to Arabian. As we just see up front between it's all happening in that battle up ahead between Murakami, Campbell, Mayer and Bobby West. They're all involved there. Guys absolutely scrapping it out for 6th place right now on the run. Out of turn 2 as they come down through the kink that is turn 3. Into the big braking zone, and who's going to pull out? Who's going to be brave here, or maybe even just elect to sit behind one another right now, Adam?
Yeah,
I think they've gone for the latter.
Murakami just signed just to sit there. I think Dobek did get out in front of Arabian by about 1.5 seconds actually, so Arabian's obviously lost a little bit of time just getting past Gibson when he did come in.
He has indeed, and always, I mean, we did say about it earlier, always a bit of a worry with those, having to pit early, is that do you end up losing a bit of time to your competitors around you, and it's definitely happening out on track there. See Gradwell right now.
No. Gradwell 15, just off the back of Nunez.
So he's catching right up onto the back of these guys, Nunez, Mirashek, and obviously being led by Bureau right now, who has actually picked up 1 place. As Sanchinelli, he's into the pits. Where is he going to go? Mirashek heads in as well, likewise with Gradwell. Well, with just over half race distance completed. I don't know where the time was quite gone once again here. There seems to be a bit of a regular theme for that as commentators in this series, and the pit window well and truly open. As we've got a lot of people in, lots of people in left, right and centre, and I think we've got around about 50% of the field have all headed in for pit stops, if not already are just in now.
Meanwhile, Winner's going up the inside, sorry, Bartman going up the inside of Perry. Oh, Perry's going to fight it though.
He's coming back at him.
Oh, contact!
Oh no!
And
more
Bartman
contact.
round.
Oh, absolutely gutting for Bartman. Of course, second in the championship in Spec 1, and that is not helping him whatsoever as he rejoins the track there, heads off once more. But the Canadian is going to be furious with that one. see them side by side there. And it was always, with the tightness of this circuit, it was always going to be a bit of a worry, and Bartman went and lost all his places.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Perry thinks that he wasn't left the room there. They'd already made contact on the exit of 4, and then further contact on the way into 5 has spent Bartman out around, and he jumps into the pit lane now.
Probably a wise move, isn't it? You know, just to head into the pits, have a bit of a reset, regroup yourself. But let's take a look from above exactly how it happened. And you see them banging doors there, and it was never going to end well.
Yeah, Perry's towing the white line on the inside there. Bartman's not really left in the room, which is unfortunate. You'd think if he's fighting for the championship, you put a little bit of extra room on the table for your opponent.
Definitely. See Bartman in the pits there. Back live now with Aidan Campbell, who's been hunted down by the pack behind him. Murakami, Mayer and West. And I tell you what, Simon Mayer, the German, is right up behind Murakami now. Well, only 2 attempts is all that separates these two. And I tell you, Mayer, he's looking. We've already seen one incident, only a lap ago there, and I was a bit worried for a second there. And we're going to see it all happen all over again. It was deja vu almost, but those two electing against it, and Murakami just holds on to that place for now.
Yeah, the number of clean moves tonight have been a little bit thin on the ground, hoping maybe this second half of the race we get some good moves in.
Definitely, and as the pack starts to bunch out a bit more, as we see Burkett here just making a move on Bob Kern up the inside. Kern locks up. They all just about hold on, but what can the Brit do? Can he head around the inside? And he's got the move done there by the looks of things. But Bob Kern, I think he's gonna, no, he's had to tuck back in once more. So a great move there by Burkett.
Yeah, he's clearly answering my call. There was further contact through the middle of the corner there, so maybe not 10 out of 10 from me on that one.
Hard to impress, as always. Adam Hadfield there in the commentary booth. As we see Mirashek here, just you've got Dick and Patenga right behind him. Be interesting to see how these guys get on. Take with so many scraps up and down the field. Just the latest circuit. No, but there's not really. I mean, we've always seen lots of battles up and down the field. Kurt Nunes is headed into bits. Likewise is Doherty. We've still got so many really, really close battles where no one's really been able to pull away from anyone else during the race.
No, there's definitely no one really strung out. It's gaps and then battles, gaps and battles all the way through the field as we continue to watch.
Mirashek just went through. But as we head back up through the field to Murakami. Well, he's just about, well, I say just about, Campbell is pulling out a little bit of a gap of him now, but I think it's maybe the race just having to keep one in mind, one mind over Simon Mayer behind him that's allowing Campbell to pull away from this little group of fours. Perry, he's headed into the pits from 3rd place.
Yeah, Perry jumping straight into the pits now. 15 minutes left on the clock. Let's see how he comes out against Dobek and Arabian.
It's going to be fascinating to see. Dobek currently 11th and Arabian 12th. And yet our top 7, as about 8 as it stands now, Favini just gets promoted due to Perry, and then Bureau through into 9th. So basically our top 9 are yet to pit. Likewise, Gibson, Love, Jackson and Cantor. Well, Jackson just heads in there. He occupied 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th respectively, yet to pit. Also Flavio and Darlow in 19th place, up 30 places, largely because he hasn't stopped yet. Oh, he's yet to pit, and Effinger in 30th. Another driver yet to take to pit lane. But we just see Aaron on there, cruising through in the victory, winner not too far behind. But I tell you what, Simon Mayer, it's a tough one, this. He's got Murakami, and he's trying to find a way past him. However, Bobby West, who's no slouch himself, the Brit is all over the back of Simon Mayer, and I mean, mistake there, and I tell you what, it could go either way. And Mayer he's in a tough position right now. I mean, does he try and make the lunge on Murakami, but then if it all goes a bit wrong, he's going to have to yield to West. There's Aaron Oms into the pits from the lead.
Yeah, and he's left Winner out. I would have thought Winner would follow him straight in there, but obviously fancies a few laps on his own. Maybe he's got some slipstream ahead of him.
Well, David Baum, he's added into the pits as well. So what did I mention tonight? And Murakami's in, Bobby West is in. And allow Simon Mayer to carry around. Let's see what sort of pace he can set. Now he's got some clean air ahead of him. Top 3 yet to pit. Likewise, Favini and Bureau all yet to pit as well. Favini going around again. Okay, where is Nom going to come out in amongst everyone else? Well, he's out into 4th place. I think the interesting one is going to be West and Murakami. Harry's got ahead of them. Of course, he was for the round of pit stops, but I think Murakami, he's lost a bit of time. He's come. Ian Gibson is between himself and Bobby West right now.
Yeah, Perry's also lost out to his rivals Arabian and Dobek. He's about 3 seconds off after the pit shuffle.
He is, and it's wow. I mean, pit strategy definitely playing parts. It tends to in the series, but with 50 cars on such a small circuit, it's hard to know when to, pit really, isn't it? Because it forms a sort of strategy in your mind, because with the, the way everything is constantly evolving. You got James Lopez, he's into the pits as well. But it's so hard to know when to pit really. Do you come early, knowing that you're probably going to get caught up in some slow traffic? Then equally, pit a bit later, you can equally have the same thing happen to you then.
Yeah, Winner's just gone round again on his own at 33.8 there, so it's a hot time, but I don't think it's quite Nom's fastest lap there, so he may have lost out doing this, leaving himself on his own, just lapping in clean air as he goes in a little bit deep into the keyhole there, I think. Nom, meanwhile, in traffic.
Well, yeah, he's obviously had a slow out lap naturally. I think this next lap is going to be really interesting to see what sort of pace he can set. Of course, Winner, he's on low fuel. The car as light as it will ever be. And this race is set for the end, and Winner looking to set some qualification style laps right now to really try and get the jump on his competitor and our leader in the championship. See, Bobby West, he ends into the pits for a second time there.
Yeah, I thought we'd already seen him in the pits. I don't know if he's picked up some damage.
I'm guessing he must have done.
Or possibly not fueled.
I think he was stationary for long enough, so that's a bit of a strange one there from the Brits and Costin Billy. I mean, I'm just looking at it. He was stationary for 16 seconds. That's not normally a penalty, so not too sure what's happened to West there. As Winner, he's finally into the pits from the lead. Now, where is Aero Nom? He's around about 3/4 of the way round the lap. Where is Winner going to come out in relation to Aero Nom? Currently in 4th place. I'll just expect to see Campbell and Mayer all heading to pit road this lap as well. We're just coming up to 10 minutes left here. Wow, no, Campbell carries on again. And Mayer as well. These guys really running the day. But here comes Aero Nom. You can see him in the background there. And has Campbell done enough? A new fastest lap for the race from Nom. And is this going to be enough? I don't think it is. No, Nom just sails through. Wow, with the fastest lap of the race there. Nom, despite all the valiant attempts from Austin Winner, has managed to retake what will be the lead after Campbell and Mayer head to the pit. Wow, scintillating stuff from the Estonian once again.
Yeah, Winner hit the pit exit, still in the lead, and it must have been heartbreak to see Nom come flying around the outside. But I mentioned on the previous lap, Winner setting a 33.8, Nom set a 32.8 on that lap, so that's all the difference.
It's definitely, I mean, Austin Winner, interestingly, he was stationary for around about half a second shorter than what Aero Nom was, but despite all of that, it wasn't good enough to get into himself up onto the lead, well, ahead of Nom, and therefore will be taking the lead very shortly when our lead two are yet to pit come in. Likewise, Favini in 5th, he's yet to pit. Ian Gibson in 11th, another one yet to pit, and Joaquin Effinger in 32nd. The only of the drivers left out on track yet to pit. We head inside the last 8 minutes. There we go. There's Campbell in. Mayer going to carry on again. He must be the German must be. I know German efficiency and all that, but even so, he must be bringing on absolute fumes right now.
Yeah,
There's Favini as well.
I think he's built an extension onto his fuel tank to be doing this many laps.
Yes, this is surely he's got to be in this lap. I can't see him keeping the car running any further than that. So he's second place at the moment, but we'll be taking the lead. Aeronom, and I tell you what, he's pulling away from Austin Winner since these guys have come back on track. I mean, gap has compressed up a little bit once more, but even so, I think the gap was out to nearly a second between those two before they started their pit stops. It was down to around about 3/4 tenths of a second.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Winner's still got enough of a draft to pull that gap back in before the end of the race. He's got maybe 8-9 laps to go. Can he find that extra second? I think he's close enough that he can probably close this in, you know.
I think, yeah, he does still stand a chance here at Mid-Ohio. See, a man with the knowledge and the man who absolutely loves this track, but it's going to be too little, too late. So we're right on board with him right now. That's Aeronom ahead of us. What can Austin Winner do? To try and take the fight to Aeronom. It's going to be an absolute tall order for Winner to close this one up. Just behind him is the battle of the Dobek. He is going to be in third once Mayer comes in. He's got Bomb not far behind him. I tell you what, that gap has really closed up between those two Germans.
Yeah, Mayer's gone round again. If we thought he was running on fumes last time, what is he running on this time round?
Winner's got past Nom. According to my software.
Yeah, he has.
I don't know where that must have been a mistake somewhere from Aeronom. Oh yeah. Cut the corner, got squirrely on exit, and this is what has allowed Austin Winner the chance to get the run, but he still had all the hard work to do round the outside. But there we go, gets ahead into turn 2, the keyhole. Wow, I tell you what, Nom has got past him again. I tell you what, it's all happening to these two.
A little bit of paint trade in there. I think they're all still pointing in the right direction though. Nom obviously furious with himself for that small mistake. He's done 22 laps faultlessly, and then he's just caught too much of the inside of the curb into turn 1.
Absolutely going there for Aeronom, but instantly reclaiming the lead back from Austin Winner. These two really scrapping on. Tell you what, the race is on here with 5 minutes 30 seconds. All that is left here at Mid-Ohio in round 5 of the SRF Weekend Warriors. Things have all of a sudden just come a bit spicy as Simon Mayer finally comes into the pits from the lead. Where is he going to come out? That's going to be an interesting one to see. Finally deciding that there's definitely not enough fuel in that car to continue on. I'll tell you what, who is going to come out on these two as Winner definitely got the impetus after taking the lead for that short while. But it really allowed him to close that gap up that was looking to be pretty constant initially behind Aeronom. And I don't know which way, initially, around about just over a lap ago, I was thinking, this is surely going to be another victory here for Aeronom, but this could go absolutely any way now, Adam.
Yeah, the hard work for Winner to catch back up to Nom was obviously was done by Nom making that mistake. Now we've got 5 or 6 laps. Winner has been underneath Nom's rear bumper for all of this race, keeping his powder dry. He's not wanted to show any as to where he can make a move. As we slide up the inside of a couple of back markers now, getting right out of the way. But there you see Winner still close in behind, never more than a couple of car lengths.
It's going to be fascinating to see, with we've got the 208 just ahead of them there. It's going to be interesting to see, with them as they come up behind all these back markers. That's Adrian just ahead of them, the Mexican driver. It's how compliant these guys are, and can they play a part in the story and the victory? And it looks like they're just being held up a little bit for the moment as we ride on board with Aeronom. Definitely being held up. There we go. Finally moves over to the left-hand side. Adrian, the Mexican, allows these two through. I think it was a bit of luck there for Aeronom. It's quite hard to overtake, especially through that section of the circuit. That's what's just allowed him to stay ahead of Austin Winner for now.
Yeah, I think that was clever from them, actually. He didn't get right up against the back marker there. Left him some room so as not to pressure him into a mistake and possibly get collected. Oh, as I say, mistake. Off he slides.
There we go. I tell you what, it's all happening right to the very end here in mid-Ohio. We're down to 3 minutes left of the action out of the 40. You see there the lap time differences and just how winner has been closing in bit by bit, where it hasn't quite been going all Aero Nom's way since setting that fastest lap on lap 19. Now currently on lap 23. So Bob and Dobek, they're both trading places in the background. We'll see how close those two are getting shortly. There we go. So you see, contact there! And Bomb just about holds on to that one over Dobek.
Yeah, excellent save. Got squirrely after the contact, but with a couple of inputs, managed to straighten it all out. Great driving.
Well, it's even more spectacular. I mean, the end, you know, these cars are an equivalent road car to us, like a Porsche 911, because the engine is in the rear. Obviously, so is the gearbox. So, you know, all the weight is at the rear of the car, which makes that save from David Bomb all the more spectacular. Managed to just hold that one despite the contact, but up front, our battle for the lead. I tell you what, Austin Winner is right on the rear bumper of Aero Nom and closing in. Gonna see a lunge. No, just backs out this time around, electing to stay behind as they round the keyhole and they head down the back straight. And you can see just how close Austin Winner is utilising that slipstream. Nom's going to get a bit of slipstream off the back mark. There's just Speedy who is ahead of him. Yes, that is the Italian who then moves over. But here comes the one. He's going to go for the move. Can he get up the inside? No, Aero Nom just slams the door shut on the American there. But Winner just looking to fight back initially a bit through turns 5 and 6. But Aero Nom just about holds on to it for now by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, they're only going to have one more lap to go as well. I was wondering if Winner would have a dress rehearsal for his do or die move. I think we just saw it. Wait for one more lap and he might just throw it all at Nom in the next few minutes.
Through the valley right now. Over the rise and into turn 11, 12. Well, you can see just how close Winner is really turning up. The pressure on the Estonian. We know he's like the Iceman of SRF Weekend Warriors. Will he be fazed by it? I don't think so, but I tell you what, Austin Winner is going to try his damn hardest to make Aero Nom's life absolutely uncomfortable now on this final lap. He's as close as he's ever been. Aero Nom for the first time having to go defensive just to cover off Winner as they round the keyhole. She said, Adam, was last time a dress rehearsal for Winner's move up the inside. He's a little bit further back than he was this time. Aero Nom already on the defensive, hugging that inside line. We look down from above, from the helicopter. You can see, I don't think Winner's going to be close enough. He moves to the inside there to try and distract Nom in the braking zone, but it's not going to be enough. And surely Aero Nom now, with a part of the circuit where he just needs to not make a mistake as he comes round turn 5 and then into turn 6. If he can just keep the car stable, he can hold on to this victory.
Yeah, not claimed it all at the keyhole there. I think Winner just got a little bit sideways through the middle of the corner and it cost him his momentum out of the corner. By the time they got to the end of the straight, he had nothing to fight Nom with.
Around now, last few corners left here in round 5 for the SRF Weekend Warriors. One corner left round the carousel before they then flick left through turn 13, and Aero Nom is going to take the victory here, and a great drive from him. One of the most pressured he's looked all season, but I tell you what, Bomb and Dobek, they're having a good old scrap right to the line. Looks like David Bomb is going to claim that last place on the podium, and he does, with Dobek just not enough. 32 attempts separating those two at the line. Having a little look through the field at Aidan Campbell. He's come over the line, not far behind Mayor Murakami. He's going to see him crossing the line in the background there. He's clinching the victory in Masters. And well, everyone's starting to come through now for Vini. He's going to take the victory in Spec 1. McCain second in Spec 1. Gradwell second in Masters. Yogmani 14th. Stevie Ray, great drive from him for 15th overall and third in Masters. Up 11 places. I tell you what, when Andalo comes across the line, he is on for an absolute blinder, up 24 places into 25th. There he is, Flavio Andalo. A great drive from him to set up 24 places for the Brazilian. It's going to be absolutely shoved to bits with that one. And wow, I wasn't sure coming into tonight, Adam, what sort of racing we would see, whether it would just, you know, it might be a little bit numbed and nullified by the track that we're at here today. But I think I've just been completely and utterly disproved.
Yeah, I think the front two kind of had a game of chess the entire race there, didn't they? Nom and Winner, never more than a second between them, even after Nom's small error with about 10 minutes left to go. The rest of the pack, they were all at it, completely fighting 100% all the way through that race. And we saw the results with a few cars off here, there and everywhere.
So let's take you through your Class 5 results here in Week 5 of the SRF Weekend Warriors presented by RaceVoice. Aaron, I'm taking the victory. Austin Winner, he was second. David Baum, third. Dobek, he came home fourth. Franz Arabian, he was fifth. Perry, sixth. Mayer, seventh. Campbell, eighth. Chris Murakami, ninth overall and winner in Masters. Bartman, he's going to be absolutely gutted after that spin, recovering to 10th, but what could have been for the Canadian. Favini, he was 11th and our winner in Spec 2 with McCain, second in Spec 2 and just behind him on track. Tom Gradwell, second in Masters, 13th overall. Yogmani, 14th. Stevie Ray, third in Masters. To go our last podium in the Masters category and 15th overall. Sancinelli claims the last place in podium place in Spec 2 with 16th overall. Kurt Nunes, 17th. Dominic Bureau, the Canadian, good drive for him, good recovery drive to be fair, up to 18th. Dick was 19th, Mirashek 20th, Bitenga, McGill, Love, Jackson, Andalo, Cantor, West, Beardsley. I think then Gibson and Burkett take you up to 30th. Then it's Kern, Brewster, Batley, and Tarney up to 34th, and the last of the drivers on the lead lap. Gary Walbert, he was the first of the drivers lap down with Richard Speedy, Adrian Nelson, Effinger, Green, taking you up to 40th. Lopez, he was last of the drivers, one lap down, because Leone in 42nd. He was 2 laps down. Likewise was Flores. And then it's into the retirees. 44th was Broadhurst, Dorsey. Antonio Race gutting for him once more in 46th. Palmer, Bertoni, after it would have been a great start, made up so many places, having to retire the car. So he finished 48th in the end. Gorey and then Montgomery rounding out your 50 cars strong field here at Mid-Ohio. And let's have a little chat to our race victor here today. It's once again, it seems to be a bit of a recurring theme this, both last season and this. It's Aero Nom. Firstly, congratulations on the win. And we saw what was a rare mistake a couple of laps before the end from yourself.
Oh yeah, I was pretty sure I'm dead right there. I got all sides. I was able to downshift to third and somehow stay on the track. So yeah, I don't know.
It was an absolutely brilliant save, but then that allowed obviously Austin Winner to close right up onto the back of you and temporarily take first position away from you. Did you get a bit worried at that point in time, or do you know that you'll be able to, obviously with the long back straight, you stood a good chance of getting ahead of him into turn 4?
Yeah, I was pretty close to him, so I decided right away to attack him, and yeah, I got very good run out of there, and I was able to pass him.
Definitely, and another cracking result for you here in Mid-Ohio. Obviously, next week a little bit, well, say a bit different in some ways, but it's at Road Atlanta. How are you feeling about that one?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Let's see. It will be a lot more draft in this track. I was able to pretty much get rid of everybody except Austin, so props to him to stay with me. So yeah, next week, I don't know, it will be a lot more tactical than today.
Definitely will be. And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Yeah, I would like to thank the league sponsors, the admins, the drivers, and you guys there in the booth.
Thank you very much. That's Aeronom, your winner here today at round 5 of Mid-Ohio. So let's I'll tell you what we've got lined up for you now, Adam. It's our second place driver, Austin Winner.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Welcome to the box, Austin. So take us through that one. You were never far behind Aero, but he wasn't willing to give you any room to get by, was he?
I mean, I wasn't far behind on the track, but I think in skill level, I was pretty far behind. In qualifying, I thought I gave him a draft, but after racing with him, I think I was just in his way. You know, it sounded almost like he was saving fuel with racing, and I could hardly even make a move on him. And I was not saving fuel. I was going like a qualifying lap every lap.
Yeah, when he did come by in the last few laps and he made that mistake, were your hopes up? Did you think you could maybe take it and claim the win?
Not. I mean, maybe like 5%. I would need a mistake like that again, and he made a wonderful save. That was incredible. I briefly considered defending, but there were like 7 or 8 minutes left, and I mean, we would have defended. There was no way I was going to defend for that long.
And just talking about this pit strategy, you didn't fancy following straight in when he came in on lap 20, was it?
Yeah, I was planning on going the same lap, and then he didn't really approach it like he was going into the pit lane, then just sped off. And rather than try to correct my line to follow him, I just did another lap and thought I messed up on that lap, and I figured I better practice one more lap out in front without a draft. And I think I lost a lot of time on that overcut, and he came out ahead. Luckily, I could tail on to his draft there and catch back up, but didn't matter. I really didn't have much to pass him with.
And that traffic around here, obviously it's a short circuit tight. Did you have any issues getting past a few of the back markers?
Very few. I had Aero up there as kind of the lead blocking car for me, and I knew he was faster. There were a couple times he got held up that I could have maybe made it 3 wide with the lapper, but there's no reason to risk it and ruin both of our races.
Well done tonight, Austin. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next week, I'm sure.
Thank you.
So Austin, well, that's second overall here at Mid-Ohio. But let's have a quick chat finally before we all disappear off for the evening once more. I'll tell you what, we joked last season that we could almost have it on record and just play it out every single time, and it's sort of almost becoming a little bit this way again this season. Your winner in Masters is Chris Murakami once again.
Oh, it's been a little while.
It has. It's back to winning ways for yourself, and well, quite commanding, really. I mean, once again in there, mixing things up with the Spec 1 guys, and your closest competitor was Gradwell, who was 5 places behind you on track in the end.
Yeah, I enjoy Mid-Ohio, the ups and downs and the turns, and for some reason I was doing fairly well this week in practice. The only thing is, too bad John wasn't here. I was hoping that he'd be here and we'd battle it out.
Yeah, it would have been fascinating to see. Obviously, John Payne, coming into tonight was exactly 30 points behind you in the championship. Obviously, that's going to extend out a little bit for now. Obviously, with your victory here today at Mid-Ohio. I mean, just obviously we had a little bit of a chat earlier to Austin Winner, just what it was like, getting through traffic. But obviously, you were right in the thick of it for pretty much the whole race long. What was it like out there? We saw quite, mistakes by people, cars all over the place at times. I mean, just what was like? It's a very small track, and with I think it was our largest grid that we've seen so far this season as well. Just how tricky was that out there at times?
There was one time I almost lost it. 2 of us were going into the China Beach, and I thought I was going to go in there, but most of the race we're kind of in line, so it worked out really well. Most of the pace, the guys were very similar, so in speed, so it actually worked out well. I just didn't want to get into any trouble, and yeah, so it all worked out.
Definitely, indeed. And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Oh well, you guys, RaceVoice, Antonio this week was able to help me out big time, and just the guys for all racing, and yeah, and Steve for sponsoring. Thanks.
Definitely. That's Chris Murakami, your victor here in the Masters category. Wow, what another great evening as racing as we've come to expect here from Mid-Ohio in the SRF Weekend Warriors. If it hasn't been enough for yourself, well, coming up very shortly in around about 15 minutes time on the channel, it's IGP F3 Fun. That is round 5 for them from Catalonia in Spain. That's going to be definitely one to look out for. The more favoured historic version of the circuit without the pesky chicane right at the end of the lap. And then coming up in around about 4 hours time, me and myself and Jonathan Grabowski join me once again as we have the XSLR Off-Road Pro 4 Series. That's round 5 for them from Sonoma. That's going to be definitely one to watch out for. And then tomorrow night or morning, you could argue, at 1 a.m, we have the Rick Protect World Challenge. It's the round 1 for them from Daytona. So then following up on tomorrow, well, tomorrow night is the Sim Racers World IMSA Winter Series. That's Daytona for them. And then finally, we have the ARL GT3 Pro Trophy. They are also at Daytona. Wow, Adam, what a cracking night of racing once again.
I've enjoyed myself, definitely. Those front two battled all night long. Never more than a cigarette paper behind them, and it's why we love this series. I'm looking forward to next week with Road Atlanta in the schedule.
Definitely, it is why we love this series. And from myself, Adam and Jonathan, we'll see you in a week's time as we head to Road Atlanta.